first up, though, some very good news if you're an Aldi or a Lidl supermarket fan. The upmarket magazine Tatler, no less, in their guide to posh nosh on a budget, has released a little list of items that you should be buying from Aldi and Lidl after those chains beat high-price stores in taste tests. The low-cost German supermarkets were pitted against each other on price. Lidl won the battle of the budget brands with cheaper salmon and champagne. And in blind taste tests, they revealed that their food sometimes was tastier than that of Fortnum and Mason's. Well, let's talk to Jasmine Birtles. She's finance expert and consumer journalist for MoneyMagpie.com and joins us now. Hello, Jasmine.
Hello there.
Hello. I have to say this is fascinating. You know what? You cannot go to a dinner party in North London these days, darling, without someone telling you how fabulous a bubbly is from Aldi and Lidl. It's almost like posh people, rich people, they used to go on about how expensive things were. It used to be like having top brands was all having to. Now it's about getting stuff, getting budget brands for less. It's a really strange turnaround, isn't it?
It is, and I think it's happened since the recession, actually. I mean, last 10 years, gradually, people have been talking about, did you know you can get this for cheaper? And suddenly, gradually, it has, as you say, become the cool thing. I mean, frankly, with me, it's always been the cool thing. If I've ever had an expensive dress and somebody said, oh, I like the look of that, I've kept quiet, so thank you very much. But if it was from Oxfam, I'm immediately like, it was from Oxfam, it was a £5. How brilliant was that?
Yeah, I do that all the time with people. People say, oh, I really like that. I go, oh, it was 20 quid from Zara. And my husband always goes, why do you do that?
Because he's so impressed. I'm impressed with it. You see, and I would be impressed as well. If you said it was £200, I'd be like, yeah, loser. But 20 quid, hello.
but is this something that's only happened since the economic crash?
Well, for some people, yes. I think we were, let's face it, 80s, 90s, it was very much about the how much money, wars, how much money have I got, how much can I flash about. But I mean, there have always been people like me who were more impressed by saving than spending. But I think now it is very much, I am so impressive because I've got this really good thing for less or even for free. Number of people who are after freebies. I tell you, I mean, we've got a freebies section on Money Magpie. We've got a freebies newsletter, and it's going like hot cakes. Everybody wants a freebie and wants a bargain.
Well, why not? Exactly. But yes, I was thinking, because we don't like to use the word bargain implies you're a little bit pound shop. Good value. That sort of implies you're a canny, wise shopper, doesn't it?
Very true. And it is true that cheap is not necessarily cheerful with a lot of things. Insurance, for example, if you just go for the cheapest, and this is a problem quite a lot of the time with comparison pages, you just think, oh, that's cheap, I'll get that. But then you find, if something happens, it hasn't covered you for half the things you need. Yeah. So, yeah, getting good value, as you say, is the wiser, cannier way to look at it, not just getting whatever is the cheapest on offer.
But it is fascinating how some of these cheaper stores, particularly Aldi and Lidl, I mean, they've been mentioned to be a lot of the mid-market stores, and which have actually seen a real hit since the crisis, where people who, shopping at the top-end brands like Waitrose and M&S, well, they're carrying on to doing that. And in fact, they're spending more because they're staying in more. And so they're going, well, do you know what? Whatever I'm spending on a meal deal at home, it's less than I'd spend in a restaurant. Whereas people in the middle market, they're going down to the Aldi and Lidl. But again, it's fascinating that those supermarkets, they are not just, they're not selling, cheapest chips, baked beans. They are selling top-notch lobster, steak and salmon. They're going very upmarket with their food.
Yes, absolutely. You're right. And that Tatler piece is showing that, as you say, steak, salmon, Prosecco. Apparently, I think they sell, 630, however many, 1,000 bottles per day of Prosecco.
That's just me buying it.
Yes, exactly. And me, it's the mince pies. Now, I eat mince pies and, frankly, Christmas pudding all through the year because I love the stuff. And
do you know why? Do you know why? Because you can, Jasmine. Because you can. And you're worth it.
I am. I am. So's my waistline. Oh, gosh, yes. But it's totally true. Aldi's is way better than Marks and Spencer's. I'm very disappointed by Marks and Spencer's mince pies, and I am, as you can hear, an aficionado. And don't even talk to me about Fortnum and Mason's. It's usually full of horrible alcohol, which I don't like anyway. And I don't. It's not my thing. But Aldi stuff, yeah, it's better. And also, from the start, their oils, their cooked meat, And things like olives and cheeses, those have always been really, really good.
But it's fascinating, isn't it? I can remember, at the time when I was organising my wedding, this well, we can get an offer on this, offer on that, but it has to be champagne. You can't not serve champagne. Now I'm thinking you can serve prosecco, and no one's going to be going, ooh, it's not champagne. I mean, no one would even think of doing that now, would they?
No, it's a good point, and I wonder if it's sort of part of the whole sort of flattening of society, removing hierarchies. I mean, do you remember when William and Harry and Kate did that Radio 1 programme, and everyone said, guys, Kate sounds a lot posher than William and Harry.
Yeah.
A lot posher. So when you've got the royal family, the young royals going, all right, Adele, you think,
that's just what posh people do. Jasmine Birtles, it's a pleasure. I'll meet you for a mince pie and some posher Lidl champagne later. Jasmine Birtles is finance expert and consumer journalist for MoneyMagpie.com.